Alright, so I've got a bunch of new interactive effects coming to the OS 6 library with the next update. I do have a bunch of interactive styles. These are interactive effects. So this particular effect is applied over the blank blade. The blank blade just takes away the base color so you can only see the effect. You can use this if you wanted to, but it also is a good way to kind of show the individual effects. So right now this is a power buildup effect, and it's an interactive effect in that this one in particular is meant to be almost like a video game. So a lot of the fighting video games, you have characters who you do certain combos of buttons or movements, and then they'll build up like an energy blast, a Hayukin, and all those kind of things. Even in anime, the characters who draw in energy and then are able to project them. So the idea behind this effect, this is a power buildup. And this effect is actually built up over time, so I've already been letting it run. And the longer you allow the power to build up, the faster and more intense the effect becomes. And it's going to stay in this mode until I swing my blade. And when I swing my blade, that's going to be the release and discharge of the energy. So I can do a swing and release the energy, and you'll notice now it's gone. There's going to be a number of variations depending on how you want to interact with it. This particular one is a force recharge, which means after I've launched my energy blast, I have to recharge that energy. So I got to pull it back in. And this one is done with a force effect. So if I do a force effect, you'll see it'll start out really small, as if it's a really small collection of energy, and then it's going to slowly build up both in size and intensity. And the buildup is over time, so you can let it charge really short and then it'll do a short effect, or you can let it charge for a really long time and have a much longer and more intense effect. So we'll do a force effect. Now you'll see it's going to build up. It starts out slowly, but it's going to quickly build up momentum. And the longer you leave it, the more momentum it's going to pick up, the faster the effect's going to be, and the longer the effect is going to run. And then again, it's going to stay like that. So that's the interactive part. Is I've done a force effect. It is building up energy over time, but it won't release that energy until I want to release it, and I'm going to release it with a swing. And now I've released that energy. And there's actually a lot of different versions of this. So this one uses force recharge. Now I've got another one. Now this is a fireball effect. So this is similar in that I have, say, I want to create a fireball, and this one actually has a unique animation. It actually generates, so let's get started. So this one is a force toggle. What the force toggle means is that it's going to start off with the effect not active. And then when you want to go into fireball mode, you're going to turn it on by using the force effect. And you'll see I'm going to build up a flame at the base. Now this one, the fireball effect, actually will create an actual animation of a fireball. So it's got a small red section, which is what you see here. But you'll see when I project it, it actually has a flickering tail at the end of it, almost like a comet effect. Now, because this is a toggle one, it's going to recharge itself every time I do a swing. But to launch this fireball, I just have to swing. Oops, I hit a clash button. I ran over that, but you'll see that fireball effect, and it goes pretty quickly. But if you slow down the video, you'll actually see, and in person, you can actually see the solid comet moving up with the flickering yellow and orange tail trailing behind it, and that's based on the new style capabilities that we're able to do. But this one, every time I swing, it's going to do that fireball, and the speed of that fireball moving away from me is going to be based on how quick I accelerate my swing. So how much inertia you generate. So if you swing a little slower, it'll be a little bit slower effect versus if you swing really fast. And this one being the force toggle, it's going to continue to regenerate your fireball, so you can keep firing that fireball effect as often as you want. Now with all of these being swing and force effects, they're added in the enhancement screen. You can add these over other base styles. So if you wanted to put a base style, particularly like a silver base style, you can run this over it. Like I said, the blank blade is purposefully so I can show this individual effect. But it's a cool effect. It's got a brand new cool animation. And again, there's going to be different variations. So there is a force toggle, there is a force recharge, and then there's going to be just a regular fireball swing. And then I've got one more. So there's actually going to be multiples of everything in the library, but this last one I'll show you. So now this is a flamethrower effect, and this one actually is different than the fireball in that it's actually going to be similar to a flamethrower. Now this one is always active. This one's not using a force toggle or a force recharge. But this one, when you swing, you're going to launch, obviously, you're going to launch your flame up the blade, but the momentum that you generate is going to take, let the blade know how long it take to bring that flame back just to being active at the hilt. So the faster your swing, the faster it'll go up, but also the longer it takes to come back into this mode. And there again, there'll be a force toggle version of this, but basically it lets you have this flamethrower effect using a real fire, and then that return is based on how much inertia and momentum you're putting into your swing, which is a combination of the actual acceleration of the swing plus the swing speed itself. But so this is a flamethrower effect, and it allows you to kind of just add, and again, right now it's over a blank blade, but we can add this to other bass styles and have some really cool mixtures of effects. And there's going to be a bunch of other ones in the library, as well as all the new interactive styles, and there's a bunch more coming. So it's really just a matter of thinking up and coming up with the idea and then putting in the style code to allow it to do these interactive capabilities. And there's a lot of different controls. A lot of these right now are being built around the swing and the force, because that's where I'm starting in that section, but you can do them through a lot of different effects. You can do them through different movements, and you've already seen a good amount of the interactive blades that have a lot of variation to them. But we can take a lot of different functions, and basically you're combining them all into your style to make an almost video game-like experience, and it can be completely different for each style based on what you're trying to accomplish. So all of these that I've shown here, plus a few of the other videos, are coming to the library with the next update. Should be launching really soon. I'm just doing the finishing touches on a few things, do a little bit of testing, and then it'll be released, so there'll be a big announcement about that. I'll probably try to do a live video too, because there's a lot to cover. There's a lot of new functionality coming in Phase 3. In addition to all the styles, there's a lot of new capabilities in the library itself. But I wanted to share these and just kind of give you another glimpse of just a little bit more of the interactive stuff that we've got coming. So hope you enjoy.